Hello, everybody. We are back from break after like a 20-minute rot, worst dog conversation, and some technical difficulties. We are back, and the party finds themselves in the first cavern that they found themselves in when they first visited the Twisted Caverns. They've done all this exploring only to find their way back to the beginning. So, where are we headed next?
We follow the plan.
Okay.
The plan.
So I will
Everyone
execute
knows
said
it.
plan.
We follow.
We went through this elaborate plan, Jeremy. Just follow it.
I'm executing said plan. So,
Stay on the
you
path.
guys head
Stay on the path.
eastward through the dual fungal caverns, heading to the crossroads. And from there you head further east, right? Into the more narrow, winding tunnels. Specifically, finding your way to this southernmost passage. And Bones,
That is my name.
you
I'm a
begin
cat.
to head southwards.
I do
Down
begin
this-
this path.
Bum bum bum.
So you make it down a little ways, round a slight bend in the tunnel itself, before you see a tunnel that heads eastward, and you see the southern tunnel continue south.
Ah, I see. There is a tunnel that continues to the south and one eastward. I suspect it heads to the river.
You come to this actual crossroads, and yes, you can both see and begin to hear the actual river itself.
As suspected. That was very ominous music for this moment.
It was
Like,
it was
okay.
it was the floor 3 music. And
Okay, and then I
it's
would
not
bet, based
it's not a
on
lot
my
of
ability,
it's not a lot of
that the other way
guesswork or
in-
anything, but east you can see that the tunnel dead ends into a series of small fractures and vents. There's a light amount of steam coming out of the end of this short tunnel, and it kind of makes the
Okay.
whole thing a little warm, kind of damp and warm.
I prefer not to be a part of that. I leave.
Okay.
Yep. Found the river again.
All right.
On
So
to the next phase.
all right, your assumptions proven true. You head further east. This time towards the avocado chamber. Is that what we've begun to call it?
Yep.
Is it
Alright.
'cause it's the pits?
To the avocado chamber, right? Again, approaching that kind of scenario where you first met the drow. But your intentions are now to head northeast.
Yes.
Bones, you are able to slink that way without any real issue.
As a boon it.
But again, as you guys, as specifically Matashtai kind of breaches into the majority of the chamber, his light cascades outwards, and there is a call, actually from a different voice this time. There's a call out from the southeast, a halt! Who goes there?
It's just us again. We're prepping, take care of the problem.
I'm not familiar with a just us.
We don't
Some-
we Guys, what are we called? Do we have a name?
That's the name of our group, Justice.
Justice.
Just
Nice.
us.
It is
Just
done.
us.
I actually don't hate that.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
done.
hate it. I don't hate
It's
it, but
the
it feels so obvious that I feel like 1,000 other groups had to have done it before. But at the same time, who gives a fuck? You know, just us. It's
We are
just
justice.
us. Fucking A.
It is
I
done.
love it.
May justice reign true.
I love it especially because of my username.
I mean, you know. All right. You do hear pretty, like, moments later, this kind of like tromp and jostle of armored individuals, kind of like rushing up towards this tunnel, right? What do you guys do?
I hope they don't bring anyone that doesn't want to die.
What do you guys do?
I mean,
I've already left.
You haven't left. You're 5 feet up the other tunnel.
I thought I was more feet than that.
You're
My bad.
You're 15 feet up the other tunnel.
What was the other guy's getting? Go get the other guy. He knows who we are.
Tunnel.
Okay, so you're just gonna head onwards?
Might as well.
Okay.
unless
As
they're,
you're
like,
passing,
Drow are gonna stop us.
yeah,
like,
as you're passing Matashtai, you can see Drow kind of like coming up the tunnel towards you, right? And one of them kind of sees you and holds up a hand and calls for you to halt.
All right, I'm halting.
What do the rest of you do?
halting.
Halting.
I guess I'll wait in case they assault Matt.
Okay. This warrior, dressed in heavier armor than the others behind him, right? Decked out as an elite would be, comes kind of like sidling up, and as he does, he kind of like breaks into this shit-eating grin,
got the second
and he
shift.
kind of says, "Wow, you take orders real well. Why are you all back here again?" Like, clearly he knows who you were.
Oh, you know, exploring.
I yell from the other side, venturing!
We
Kinda-
are in the process of making sure we have full understanding before we engage with the creature.
So he has one hand on his hip. It's kind of like resting on the pommel of his sword, right? Not
Position
not
of power.
holding it. It's just, yeah, that kind of like very nonchalant, unworried kind of stance. He
This
says,
fucking guy, what are you doing back here? Fucking
says-
9 hours later.
"Really? Huh. Because some of us were beginning to suspect that you had no intention of actually doing as you said."
We actually
And-
took out quite a bit of his forces that we didn't even know he had. We're recuperating. We're about to double back.
Also, I don't recall it being required that we do that for you.
I seem to remember you entering into an agreement
You
with
remember
the
incorrectly
priestess.
I thought we
A bounty
accepted a
was
bounty.
offered. For the death of those.
Ah, I forget. You surface dwellers. You have no concept of word and duty.
Nope, sure don't.
Well, or he might not, but
The RC cat down the tunnel is like, "Nope, sure don't."
I live and die by the coin, baby! That's right, I'm a Khajiit now.
I mean this. So this drow, he postures, and he just kind of like sneers at you and says, "So you're exploring, weighing your information, resting, so many different things all at once." And
Weird
your
how, adventurers can do that.
exploration takes you where now? And he stares daggers at Ezra.
Damn, Ezra's feeling emboldened.
Ezra takes a
He
step
said-
back.
He says, "Oh yeah, give me some more of that piercer steak, baby."
Like,
I mean,
Here's this
arrows,
bitch.
bolts are piercing damage. Bring it.
special notation.
Yeah, it's gonna take 2 bolts
This
instead
elite
of 1.
warrior only wants to kill Ezra first.
Ooh, that's gonna be real unfortunate for Ezra.
Hey, 1 drow I can handle.
We need a little bit
No.
more time before our magic items.
One-on-one combat, my magic has that covered. I can handle that with another humanoid.
The drow
Till he
looks
gets hit
over at
literally
Ashes
one
and he kind of like
time.
nods and he says, "Recharge. Magic items. Indeed. Good to know."
Oh, good.
Yeah, great. Nice job, Ashes. And there's like, so they're on cooldown.
Out of
Murder.
character, idle threat, back in. Is there anything you need from us?
Now, like, we know for a fact now, Crix was not a character.
It wasn't.
This is just Jay, yeah.
Was
I don't know,
anyone questioning
I
that?
feel like it's toned up for Crix.
yes, it's
Oh, it's heightened. Yes.
the filter doesn't happen when he's playing Crix.
Yes. Yeah.
Also, I hope Jay doesn't just randomly piss himself when he's stressed out.
I'm pretty sure that's Ezra's job in this campaign.
You guys split the duties.
Duty.
Duties. Okay, so this posturing elite warrior, right? He just kind of like he sneers at you all after Ash's scenario. Says your continued presence becomes annoying. Explore elsewhere in the future. Do not return unless you have made progress in your bounty.
Damn,
And
we
then he
just
kinda
said
like-
we killed a whole bunch of his forces. I don't understand this guy.
He doesn't seem to give a shit.
It's the drow.
And this guy just kind of like sneers and turns and walks away.
Okay, bye. Hey, thanks for the words of encouragement.
Are we sure we don't want to like help the Kuotoa make a god so they can just run these drow over?
Well, we could just take care of both of them.
I kind of wave Ezra on so he can like walk past before me.
Ezra definitely does that.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
No, he just stands in the back, and all you hear is a
Thunk, thunk. But then fuck them. We're just gonna do exactly what we want to do. So we continue on.
All right. So, let us re-enter that. So,
As we
Ezra.
Ezra is taking 3rd point, and Matashtai is taking.
Gotcha.
As they talk, as we walk, Matt just kind of like softly talks to the group, and he's like, "Man, they make it real hard to be a nice person, don't they?"
Yes, they do.
We did kill a good portion of their family, their clan, their pod. I don't know what you call them, but I can understand some distrust, but that goes more to the point of what we thought they were based on the ones that we met on the 3rd floor, sadists and looking for
Douchebag?
trouble.
Hell, man.
Yeah,
back
douchebag.
Bones.
we were in
Quick
all-out
interjection
war
in the
before
conversation.
Nicer.
Bones, you find a tunnel
Hello, I'm here.
that
That's
dead
me.
ends in a pile of debris and collapse, heading westward, and then the tunnel continues.
Alright then, I'll just continue northward then.
Okay. And
There's
continue.
nothing interesting about this pile of debris.
As far as
Sorry,
I
Matt,
can
what,
tell,
what were you saying about your home world?
Oh, I was just saying, back home, we got all-out war. Them trying to take the mountain where I'm from, and they're still nicer than those folks.
Who's taking them out? What's
Why
happening
the
to your
fuck
home?
did Drow want to live on a mountain?
What? No.
what?
No. Not drop.
I like how both Ezra and Bones, two people that are focused on two different key points of this conversation, are both like, wait, what?
But yeah, back where I'm from, the insert name here that I don't remember because I have not had to look at my backstory in ages.
Better start reading that shit.
Has been trying to take the Adara mountain range where I'm from for quite a long time.
This is like a rival tribe or something.
No,
of that nature?
think Empire. That's
Wow.
the Redrawn Empire. And they want the mountains where a lot of simple folk live.
But the Raydron are not Dro.
No, they're just
Okay.
normal people. Look a lot like me. Except not as cool.
Clearly.
But
Yeah, no,
even they aren't so looking to pick a fight as these guys.
it's an interesting structure, what I've read about Dro culture.
Yeah, that's probably why they're not even that upset over us killing their own kind. We probably just removed a rung from the ladder they have to climb to get to the top.
Yes and no. There is value in life to them. It's a different kind of value, though.
So, Bones and group, but
Oh.
primarily Bones. As you guys have been
Primarily bones.
making your way through this winding tunnel, it's about 10 by 10 in most places, but it ebbs and flows, right? It's not a flat stone. It's dipping and climbing and etc. But it's mostly level, or mostly like even, right? You're not heading upwards and you're not heading downwards. Bones, the last few feet as you come into this more open cavern are slightly sloped upwards, right? Not a steep incline, but enough of an incline for you to notice. And as you step into this cavern, the tunnel here opens up into a pretty large, giant chute of almost about like 30 or 40 feet up. Like it goes tunnel, poof, just 30, 40 feet up, right? But you can see towards the east, it begins to kind of slope downward. Okay? So, in a momento, real quick.
So like right here is like there's just like a 30-foot
So where you're at right now,
climb, or
let me do like this. So all of this is like 30 to 40 feet, like straight up, right? Like you go from over here being like 10 feet, and then it just whoosh, 30, 40 feet, right? But then over here to the southeast, right, it begins to kind of like taper back down to be shorter, right? The ceiling
this
is
again?
lower. Huh?
What is this?
Sorry, I just accidentally recolored the thing wrong. This whole thing is just
So-
the same.
This is 30 feet.
No, no,
Oh.
this is 10 feet. The big area you're in right now is like 30, 40 feet.
How did I go from 10 feet to 30, 40 feet?
Well, no, not the ground. I'm saying like the ceiling is. Like it goes
Oh,
from
the
about 10
ceiling.
feet to just
Oh.
boom. Like big up open like shit, what's the word I'm thinking of? Like high vaulted ceilings. That type of situation.
Okay. I mean,
And it's a slight incline onto this kind of plateau.
I have like 60-foot dark vision. Is there anything interesting out there?
So what you see, I don't know that it's necessarily interesting. But there is a thin layer of spider web just kind of like covering the.
Oh, sweet. Okay, well, we found the spiders, boys. Oh, they're not here. Shit. Alright,
I mean,
I wait patiently for them to catch up.
Okay.
do we want to
What
save some
happens
legs?
is
I'm on high alert. I wait patiently on high alert.
yes, and that is fine.
I'm blitzed out of my mind on caffeine.
I need you to roll me a 1d100. You want to roll low. You want to roll high. Let's say high. You want to roll high.
I
high.
rolled pretty high.
Okay.
Pretty dang high.
You
It's higher than
roll
81 other numbers.
high. You feel something brush your leg, right? Ever so slightly. It's almost imperceptible. The only reason you even notice it is because of your high passive perception. Right, so you feel something brush your leg, and then you feel the slightest resistance, and then you just hear this little, and like this little snap, and then nothing.
Okay, is there anything on my leg?
You are. What do you wear? Like, are your legs bare?
I have
Leathers.
clothes.
You wear leathers?
I
Yeah,
have
but I don't know
leather
if you're like
clothes.
in shorts or if you're in jorts or if you're in like.
Yeah.
Jordans are
Like-
not leather. The denim
I'm in,
is not leather.
I don't know if you're in like Jinkos. I don't know what you're wearing, man.
I'm in,
Oh hell yeah!
cargo jorts actually is what I
Cargo
wear.
jorts.
Jinkos are not designed for that kind of flexibility.
I don't know what you're wearing. So are your legs fully covered with armor or
Yeah,
clothing?
no, they got pants on.
Okay. Then you look down and no, not really. I mean, you're a little filthy, right? You've been crawling through bat shit and mud and dust and fungal forests and things like that.
Tainted waters.
Yeah, tainted waters, but you know, there's nothing new that just stands out to you.
All right, well, I think that's a little weird, so I move back to the mouth of the cave.
Okay. Right. I need to do this one.
What about that one, Jeremy? What about that one?
This and that and this and that, and your cream comes up behind you. Chatting to themselves about some, some Raedrins and a Dar and some Empire and some stuff. I don't know, whatever.
Sorry, I caught the tail end of that. What?
Huh?
Hey, boys, yeah, something touched my leg, just so everyone's aware. I don't know what's going on in here.
Did you like it?
It kind of weirded me out, if I'm honest with you.
Did you check your leg?
Yeah, it seems fine.
like it touched you like right up in here.
I look down at his leg and there's just a giant spider wrapped around his ankle.
Yeah, this is fine.
It's another one of those piercers.
Yeah, it just.
Yeah, it was up in there. I don't know.
All right. Weapons out.
probably, yeah. Alright, I go back up in here.
Ezra's metal bird flits around his staff a couple of times.
Actually, I'm gonna walk up the wall, and I'm actually like, it looks like this is opening up into a bigger.
Yes.
Yeah, hey,
So
it
it's
goes
about
up like 40 feet.
Yeah, it goes up about 40 feet. You get, as you start to walk up the wall, you get about halfway up there. What's your passive perception, Matashtai?
17.
That's not bad. When'd your passive perception get that high? It's always been that high.
Been that long. It's been that high.
Not as good as mine.
Mine's 20 now. What,
I have 3
When
wisdom
the fuck did
and
it hit 20? It was
it
like
must be,
18,
it was
like 15 years ago.
I haven't changed literally anything other than leveling. I don't know.
I mean, 15 years
Sus.
ago means once you
Did
hit
you gain
9, it
sus?
went up proficiency.
yeah. So if your proficiency went up, it would have. If your expertise didn't do it, you would.
Ah, I do have expertise.
Yeah.
Expertise.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I will need to remember that. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm at 17 because I'm proficient and I have 3 wisdom.
Cool. You see what Bones has already seen, right? As you kind of like begin to go up the wall, you see the kind of like uppermost reaches and the ceiling are covered in a thin layer of almost kind of like gossamer spiderweb.
Gossamer meaning really thin and very wispy, right?
Yeah. Very hard to discern. Not like thick clumps or anything like that, right?
Mhm.
More
Like
kind of
small
like a
spiders, typically.
yeah, more kind of like a gluey substance, kind of like kind of hard
Almost
to see.
silky.
Yeah, almost silky.
All right.
Never silky, never smooth.
God damn it.
Please.
Oh boy, Zach, you need to work on your voice acting.
No, I thought it was good. I
That was
liked it.
pretty good,
I was
actually.
happy with it.
All right, so we got spiders, boys.
Scooters.
Yeah.
Ruh-roh.
Hey, the Kuatoa wanted some spider legs.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if their god is going to be happy with, like, you know, just like, do they want big ones or like
Giant spider legs is what I have denoted.
giant spider legs? All right.
Is it is it like all encompassing? Like I'm not really walking through this.
So the ceiling itself, so where you're at, you're only up about 20 feet or so. The ceiling, the actual roof, is pretty. As you're getting close, you can see it's pretty thick, right?
Okay.
It's enough that you would be walking into something that might be not a good idea. But as long as you're on the walls, it seems to be thin enough, sparing enough that you're fine.
Okay, I'll stick to the walls then, and just kind of hug along. I'll say this right side then.
Okay.
I moved myself a little bit there, but just
Yeah, you're fine.
so I'll probably hug that wall until it looks like I can get up to the ceiling without. Really,
I'm going to throw this out, especially in scenarios like this where clearly you guys are on high alert. Feel free to position yourselves as if you were on high alert and you're like, oh shit, I'm at the ready, right? You know.
Yeah.
Ezra, you're actually hugging somebody? What?
Yeah,
No, I assumed they were moving.
Oh,
I
gotcha.
just assumed they were moving.
So yeah, like I'm walking on the wall with Tamakiri at the ready, but just kind of if I see where the spider webs kind of end, then I would move up to the ceiling.
Okay. And then the rest of you are okay?
How many feet up is he?
20.
Matashtai, 20 feet up.
Okay, I would just make sure that he's within dag range, which is 60 feet.
Yep. Okay. Cool. So you guys kind of like Matashtai goes up the wall, Ashes steps forward, weapons come out, right? Bones twirls some daggers over there, kind of like eyeing Matashtai, waiting, just watching, right? And then Ezra steps forward. The bird begins to kind of like flutter around the staff, and nothing happens. A few heartbeats pass, and
We march on.
nada.
I'll just like scoop up a rock real quick and just toss it down the length of the tunnel.
All right.
Just to see if I can't spook anything down there.
Hear the clatter as the rock skitters across hard stone floor.
Try a water skin.
I keep walking across the wall.
Okay.
I keep pace.
I catch up.
As
Try to keep
as
going.
as Matt is kind of getting out of my purview, I'll start stepping forward.
Some stuff does happen as people move in scenarios. So about as Bones is there, probably about as Ezra is there, and if we're keeping pace, it's probably about as Matt is. Right?
Okay.
Okay.
Ashes, you feel, and both Bones, you definitely hear, and Matashtai, you hear, right? Ashes, you feel some sort of like pressure at your leg, and then the three of you all hear this pong,
Oh no!
and then there's this as rocks loose from the ceiling above you and begin to tumble down at you.
A good old
and-
fashioned trip trap.
And a couple of things happen. So I need a DC 14 dexterity saving throw from you, Ashes.
Failure.
That is a failure. Some rocks do come down and begin to bludgeon you. You
Where's
take
the
one bludgeoning
Ow.
damage. And I need everyone to select their tokens and roll for initiative, because out from the darkness, as soon as this happens, and you guys are not surprised, you can see them, and more so as the rocks clatter down, right? You can hear them. So you hear the mini legs, the of
Spiders set a rock trap.
of
Oh my God.
spiders.
Some
Or the
smart
drow
spiders.
set it so the spiders wouldn't come out.
Maybe.
Yep, those will do.
Those are big boys.
Maybe we can trade the Kuato of the legs for something good. Although I
You
doubt
think
they
the Kuato will have something good?
Yeah,
I don't think they have literally
think
anything
they're-
worth
their
anything.
most valuable like items they own are probably what make up their god they're wanting to
Yeah.
raid.
That's what's creating their god.
They're like, hey, just give us a magic weapon. Why? Because we said so. Fuck off!
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to just
Fuck
handing over
off.
a magic weapon.
Let's see. Okay, let
And if you
me.
let me take their leader's heart, you guys benefit from it.
Like, I'm not super into creating a Kuato a god. I also don't feel like super great about murdering them in cold blood, though, because
Not
they
all
haven't
of
been
them.
they haven't
Only
been
there was
aggressive.
the middle ground.
I
Like-
really only need the priest. I don't need the rest.
Okay, time out. I forget why, but why do you want to murder the priest?
Because if I bring the alchemist, either his heart or the drow priestess's heart, and those eyes, they'll make you guys potions that give you advantage on wisdom saves.
Okay, slightly back in character. It doesn't seem sketch to you that the kind old alchemist guy wants someone's heart to help you?
No, he seemed like that's just what he needed.
It seemed fine.
Why would the heart of one of those things
okay.
help the potion?
Steal your resolve? I don't know. Made sense to me at the time. I'll be honest, I didn't think about it. It was just like,
Like,
hey,
in
I-
hindsight, I should have hardcore insight checked that, but wasn't paying attention.
It was just like, hey, this is what
You
I
gotta
need
pay
to
attention.
do first. And I was just like, okay, cool. That sounds good.
God. Okay, we need to.
You know you need to keep Bones on a shorter leash.
Bones,
you know this.
We're moving forward. We're gonna go buy a bell next time we're in town, and I'm just gonna carry it. And we're gonna call it the morality bell. Whenever you're doing some sketchy shit, I'm just gonna ding the bell, and you take a step back.
Wow. All right, let's get
he
this
can do what I
combat
wanted.
underway.
Like, okay, whatever, man.
We've got at the top of the round Bones. This clatter of rocks comes raining down on Ashes, hurting him a little bit, and to use a term from different editions,
A
of
little
D&D,
pebble hit him.
causing him to be knocked off balance and flat-footed for the turn.
Ooh, some flat foot. I love
You've been flat-footed.
Well, we don't really have flat-footed in 5th edition, so
it. We
basically,
don't. Yeah, I like the callback though.
so basically, what it's gonna be is he surprised this round. So,
Surprised.
but you hear and see the fighters skittering down the dark tunnel to the south. What do you want to do?
I would like to whip some dags at them.
Whip some dags.
You
Whip
whip
a
the
dag.
dag in this bitch.
I will do it at normal because whipping 2 dags is the same as whipping 1 at advantage. What do you? It is. I don't know why you're making that noise. I will whip 2 dags because it is the same as whipping 1 at advantage.
How many dags you got?
I have.
But hold on, time out. Do you get your sneak attack if you don't whip it at advantage?
I forgot about that. I will use my bonus action to cunning aim and then whip 1 at advantage.
Damn it, Mitch!
Finding me. That totally slipped my mind.
I like to think that Bones has 2 dags out, and he kind of looks over at Matt on the wall. Matt's like,
Yeah, 2's the same. To make myself feel better, I will whip it as a sharpshooter.
Oh, okay.
So you're gonna miss.
Sharpshooter advantage.
He has hit sharpshooter before. Not
Not
this
Not with that
time,
one.
but he has before.
Oof.
it would have been nice.
In
to-
fairness, even without the sharpshooter, that's not a great
Not
great
great.
roll.
bad roll.
that wouldn't have been good.
13, yeah. That
Wait,
would
you
have
still
been
got
rough.
a +4 with sharpshooter?
Yeah, it's a +9 normally.
So I imagine like Bones looks up at Matashtai, and Matashta's just like, "Eh," and Bones is like, and he just like hucks without
One
looking,
really
and he just
hard.
like right into the wall, like right down here, just like full on
Alright, well,
into the wall.
I can't move because I used cunning aim, so my turn is over.
Matt's
there's a
then like,
dagger.
It's fine. It
Oh,
probably
God.
would have killed that spider. I'm just gonna say it.
I love it.
it probably
Yeah, that would have done like 30 damage.
Oh,
if it
no.
hit.
Undo.
If not more at this point, Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know. My sneak attack can do 30 on its own, so 15 average.
So this
Where you at?
spider comes
86?
out from
What
the
did you
tunnel
say?
behind, and as it
86?
does,
5d6.
it's what is it? Is it their thorax? Is that where
Yes. Yes, that is
Body.
where the
it
bulb
goes? Whoop, and it poops some goop.
is. Ooh, webbing you.
And it's gonna poop some goop at the nearest target, which is Matashtai, actually.
Okay.
I don't know. By Pythagorean theorem, he's not the nearest, but
Hey, get out of here.
20 feet up. He's
It's
20
true,
feet up.
actually. Is he on the
So-
ground or is he up on the wall?
He is on the ground. Well, his legs are on the wall, but he's at ground level.
Pythagorean.
Doesn't matter.
I mean, I would be a little further away.
I don't care. He webs at Matashtai and he misses horribly. Thick, goopy web strands hit the wall next to Matashtai and then just
I
kind of
slash through it
Yeah.
as it comes at me.
Okay. Next. I
20,
think
15.
probably
Calculate.
we do this.
25. Matt is 25 feet away.
Probably.
Same.
Really? Actually,
can see that.
how am I further away than?
Because the seaside is the
can't.
longest side.
I suppose it is. Yeah.
Just barely can. So, Matashtai can't see this because of where he's at on the wall. Ashes, you can just barely see it, but you're kind of like dazed from being smacked around by falling rocks. And Bones, you can just see it way down south of the tunnel. You see this black-bodied spider come up to the corner. And then all of you hear this chanting
Oh, we got a special boy!
in Elvish.
Ooh, can I hear it?
You can. It's a creature speaking in an arcane tongue, right? Like, you recognize the kind of like the roots of the arcane language. They're casting a spell, right? And then check. Yes, because technically he also cannot see, but we've got. Yeah. I need a dexterity saving throw from Bones and Ashes.
Fairy fire.
Ooh.
Your DC is 13. Okay. All right. So there is a little burst of violent sparkling light in the space around Bones and Ashes, right? And each of them kind of like flinch back from the light as it kind of like blossoms around them, and it does not take hold. Okay? That one, good. Let's go ahead. Let's now. And then we get.
And it was only then, my dear reader, that I realized.
You just probably just go here and he go up the wall. Then
I see different legs on that. Whatever.
then
that
you
is.
see Matashtai, you do begin to see different legs, black legs, and Bones and Ashes. You see another set of black legs go up the side of the wall. And
Driders.
this one has a better range of sight on people, so I think it's probably. No, we'll go ahead with this.
Drows don't go
Ashes-
their abominations.
Ashes and Matashtai, I need a dexterity saving throw from both of you, DC 13. Meets it. Another in rapid succession. There's one blast of light around Ashes and Bones, and then almost immediately afterwards, another flash of light around Ashes and Matashtai. Both of which are still able to kind of like duck out of the blast itself and not get got. Okay, cool. And that guy is up on the wall. He is...
Might be time to be a wolf, my dude.
Yeah. Well, I rolled a 7
got
and I also
surprised.
surprised, so you ain't getting a wolf for a long time.
We got a spider boy. We've got...
Eventually.
I didn't think we were gonna be dealing with giant
This
spiders and
spider
spiders.
comes... And
I thought it was just spiders.
it shoots a web at Matashtai.
Okay.
Ooh, big whiff.
Especially that one as well.
But then it actually goes up the wall after you.
Okay.
So it
Does
basically
it make it the full way up to me?
yeah, it makes it all the way right up to you.
Dancing on the ceiling.
And then Ezra, you're up. So you see the flashes of light right? Trying to encompass ashes, and you recognize the arcane language. You recognize it as Elvish, though it's this kind of like a guttural, dark, bastardized form, right? What do you want to do?
I am going to run up here,
Ooh.
tap
Okay.
Bones, and say good luck.
Good
Commence
luck.
the stabbing.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna run back.
Are
And as I
there
casted
verbal?
that, I'm gonna use my bonus. Oh, you're gonna do that.
No. So I'm just asking, are there
Yes, verbal and somatic. Yes.
Okay. So you hear, right, as you are kind of like walking back away after you say good luck, you hear one of the creatures in the south call out in Elvish. It says along the lines of, sorcery. Ah, one has vanished. Kill the caster.
So I'm gonna use my bonus action to tempestuous magic 10 feet,
Okay, gotcha.
and then move my other 10 feet away in an attempt to gain some distance.
Gotcha. All right.
And then, as I'm calling out, "They're coming after me! Help me!"
Coming after me, help me! All right, fantastic.
And
Okay.
Bones is now invisible.
Yes, sir. Big invisibones. Right, so this spider comes
Like the guy in
Um,
Invisible Man.
coming in.
all the
He
application.
is going to his
Oh,
sight's
boy.
probably like somewhat
Oh,
blocked
boy.
by Matashtai, so he's going to spray instead at the ashes. So we've got a web at ashes. 16.
Miss.
Ooh, so it kind of like sprays and it gets a little bit on you, but most of it hits like the rubble in front of you now, and it's not enough to actually bind you, though you get the creature's intent.
There's
Um,
no way I'm gonna get a turn before I'm pinned.
Matashtai,
No way.
there are spiders flooding out of this
Yeah.
tunnel. What do you want to do?
Sure are. All right. So this one that's right on top of me. Let's
Yep.
open up with a spear stab right at its face.
Right as its face. That's a hit.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to stun that one.
Okay.
DC 14 con save, or 15 now.
15.
Con
15
save.
con save. It fails.
Coyote.
Okay.
Hello.
As it fails, I like to assume that the tunnel is obviously circular, right? So I want to on the wall I'm at, I want to run up to the ceiling.
Okay.
And then once I get to about here-ish up on the ceiling,
Mm-hmm.
I want to drop
As
down
your
on the
feet
one.
touch the ceiling, I need you
Oh,
to
is it still
roll
just a
me
stick here?
a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Oh, the
Oh.
boy.
It sat on that 16 for a little bit.
It did.
You
Sure
roll you stab out with Tonbakiri and it smashes into the spider's face. The creature dazed, kind of like it does the dead spider thing where it curls up its legs and it just falls on its back and you hear this crunch. So it actually does take damage from falling. Oh fuck, a chunk of damage, goddamn.
Damn.
Wow, that's a lot of fall damage.
Well, like it was 20 feet up, so it's
Yeah.
a d6 per, and it's stunned, so it can't try to like save or anything
Isn't
like
it
that.
just a? To be fair though, isn't it a D6 past 10?
Well, so the first 10 I think doesn't matter
Oh, but if you
until
fall
it's
past that,
beyond.
then it's-
Yeah,
okay, I got you,
exactly.
I got you.
Right? So it lands on its back. It is stunned. And then Matashtai, you and you have that moment you're gonna fall down spear on it, and as soon as you like let loose the greaves,
I'm stuck.
Your feet just stick, and you're held upside down in the webbing on the ceiling.
Okay. So I still have attacks.
Yeah,
Can
you
I,
do.
Like
Absolutely.
attack to slash
You can
the
try to.
webbing at me? I'm gonna try and cut my feet free.
How about it?
Okay.
Critical fail, you cut your leg off.
God, I hope not.
I lose a toe, and that, children, is how I lost my pinky toe. Okay, 23 will definitely hit.
Okay.
And you are just able to kind of like, oh shit, like cut through the webs binding your greaves, your feet to the ceiling, at which point
I fall. and as I fall, I'm gonna punch down on top of this spider's head.
Awesome. Fantastic. Aw, yeah, because you're out of Tonbakiri hits, aren't you?
Yep, I sure am.
Unfortunate. That is still a hit, though. That is definitely a hit.
Alright, so how high was the ceiling?
At this point, it's only about 20 feet up, because
Okay.
it gets lower as you get over to this area.
So that's 9 plus 4, unfortunately.
Right. You land on the like the underside of the creature, right? You're kind of like aiming for the head-ish portion, but you kind of like land on its underbelly, and there's just this, and you all hear this crunch. And Matashtai, not only does your fist kind of like it breaks the chitinous exoskeleton, and just viscous fluids just like splurt up. Like you just crunched a bug, basically.
Oh, did it die?
Yeah, it's dead.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, no. I was hitting the one on the ground.
Oh, well, I
I
thought this one is on the ground. Yeah, gotcha. Instead,
Sorry, yeah, so I stunned that one, so
sorry.
I was leaving that one and then moving on to the next one.
Understood. All right, so this one will not be dead. It will just have
But I
a
was
fucking
gonna stun
headache.
that one.
Gotcha. Okay. 13. So you're gonna try to stun this one as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to stun this one as well.
Okay. Constitution saving throw. That one
Ooh,
saves.
that one saves.
He's like, no sir.
He got a headache, but he's
No,
like, no,
sir.
I'm fine. At which point, do you want me to
Ah!
end here
Isaac.
or here?
Ah!
Where do you want me to end?
I put you on the spider because that's where I thought you were trying to land on the spider. But if you put
I was trying
yourself
to land
there
on this
originally.
one's head. Really?
Yeah, you wouldn't stay on its head, so you'd be there.
Okay.
Damn, I clicked on the wrong channel again.
Again, I did it again. All right. Okay. That is Matashtai. Anything else for your turn?
No, that is the end of my turn.
Spider comes out. Web sprays at Matashtai. Oh, that's
That one
21.
hits.
Okay, Matashtai, you do your cool shit, right? Smack a spider off the
You do
wall,
your cool
run up the
shit.
ceiling, cut yourself free, fall down and punch a fucking spider in the head, and then out of the tunnel, you see another spider kind of running up the side of the wall, and it just right on you, like no
God
talk.
damn it.
Like you just
I just got
landed.
free.
There's no chance to dodge it. It just like cuts you, and you're just like, oh fuck! And now you're all bound in this spider web.
Oh,
You are restrained. Back.
Okay.
Yeah.
And restrained is movement speed is 0. Do they have advantage as well?
They have advantage against you, and you have disadvantage on attacks, I believe.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Oh, fuck.
And then this guy
There's
is
a DC
actually,
to try to break free of it.
he's gonna go up, and he's gonna be about
break free.
10 feet up on the wall. Ashes, you are flat-footed. You're surprised basically this round. You're knocked off balance. You do nothing. Now it is Spider Boy. Spider Boy. This is the other Spider Boy.
God damn, there are a few of those motherfuckers back there, huh?
A couple of spiders.
And a thick spray of web comes out of the darkness to the south. At Ashes. 18?
Meets it.
That's the last fucking spider spraying. Like, oh, fuck. Alright.
Fine, what are the odds they're not going to run up next to you? They want to get to Ezra, right?
Okay.
Don't remind him.
Well, I don't think the spiders are listening. I think
Top
she's
of the
talking to her
round!
dragon friend.
Bones!
I see a stunned boy.
There's a
Is this
shit ton
stunned-
of spiders.
Is the stunned boy also prone? I guess it doesn't matter. 'cause
He
they get
is,
advantage.
yeah, he is
fell,
stunned
yeah.
on the ground.
Oh, well, prone would mean I don't have advantage, right? It's fine. I don't want to attack him anyway. I want to attack this top one.
Technically, if you're prone, you have disadvantage on ranged attacks.
Yeah, but that
there's
that
also
doesn't make
there's a size caveat.
that doesn't make
I don't remember what the size caveat
sense in
is
certain
though.
scenarios. Yeah.
But
Like,
there
it makes
is
sense
one.
if the spider was intentionally, like, staying low to the ground because it was trying to hide from you, or it was like a trapdoor spider or some shit. Okay, yeah, fine. He's got disadvantage on ranged attacks, but the motherfucker is a big-ass spider that just
It
fell
doesn't
to the
matter.
ground.
I whip a dag at this top one.
You
Just a
die,
regular
talk
dag.
one. Okay.
At not sharp.
Top one or top one?
This
He's
one.
talking about this one.
Okay.
15.
15 hits.
Snake attack.
Snake attack.
Sneaking.
Okay, so your dagger flies true, takes the spider, it's like lifting up, you see its giant, like, mandibles kind of like come out, like it's about to chomp down on Matashtai. Dagger takes it, and it slumps.
I whip another dag at this one.
Okay.
Let me do a measurement really quick. Oh god, that's moving my whole character. Please let me measure again. Okay.
Sharpshoot
Well
it.
within range.
Sharpshoot it.
I was gonna do that. I'm sharpshooter, offhand daggy. Which one?
Crit.
Of these?
Offhand daggy boy.
This one is sharpshooter, bone daggy.
I'll get it. I'll
Oh,
get
it
it.
crit.
Please. Oh, double crit.
I was gonna ask if you get advantage on all of
For
your
the
attacks.
1 damage.
He's invisible.
I'm greater invisible. I'm
Oh,
not just
right.
invisible,
Good.
I'm
100%.
greater invisible.
100%. Well, damn.
This would
Hell
be
yeah.
minus 4 damage.
Okay, so
I think
minus
no one
4
dies
damage.
if my punch was gonna
So
kill it.
15. Okay. So this one is fine. Because you're shooting at this one, right? The one with the little green mark on it?
Yeah, the one next to me.
Oh, I thought you were shooting at the sun one.
No,
Never
it's already stunned. Why would I do that?
So
That's fair. That's
you
fair.
kill
That's the
one,
that's what I thought
right?
you were.
It slumps as it's trying to, like, chomp down on Matashtai, and then you send another dagger. This one flies through, and you actually see, like, this spurt of black blood that takes this spider. It's alive, but that was obviously a grievous wound.
Alright, then I sneakily, as I am invisible, relocate.
Where are the dags coming from?
Yeah, nobody knows. I'm effectively silent because of the boots of elven kind, and also I'm greater invisible. So
It's literally
They
just
like just daggers fly out of nothingness at them.
You
from
feel
anywhere.
soft pressures against your legs as you are moving. And you hear those
webs.
They're giving away your locale. They feel the
As-
vibrations in the
as
web.
you are moving through, like, this whole area that you now realize it's not covered in thick, obvious webbing, but it's not restraining webbing necessarily, right? But there are webs throughout this whole area. And you just moved
Okay,
through a bunch
well.
of them.
Sure did. Well, they can know where I am, I guess.
But yeah, what's it gonna
I mean,
matter?
they still have an idea, but
You know?
like they don't
Yeah,
know
I mean,
exactly where you are.
I was trying to avoid spells, and probably didn't really help on area of effect spells.
Okay, anyways,
It's fine.
Bones
Turn
is
over. That's all I
done.
can do.
We got Spoder up. This Spoder is dead. I'm going to remove him because of clutter and fucking tokens. All right. So next up we've got Leaf.
I found my offhand sharpshooter button. I found it.
Okay, so
I feel like I'm about to get slapped.
you hear this Elven voice call out, and Ezra's the only one who speaks Elven, right?
Yep.
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 You hear this voice call out and it says, "Resnas, I will kill the webbed one."
There's two of us. Pick
Not
one.
that he can see.
Damn it.
So this big ass black-bodied spider, drow centaur drider motherfucker.
Great.
You guys have seen these before, right? Comes up, and as it does,
I look at him and I say, "This isn't where I parked my airship."
as it does, you see it pull out this ornate, elegant, finely carved, or finely crafted longsword, right? And it just takes it in both hands, and it stands
excited until I
menacingly
realized
over
it was-
Matashtai for a second,
Just like every other drow.
and then it just begins to slash and hack at Matashtai. So it
You might be
attacks.
wondering how I found myself here.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like longsword, 21.
Dun,
Ow.
So
dun,
that's 6
dun.
slashing damage. Another longsword, the 26 for 11 slashing damage.
Ow.
Damn, he
And
rolled as
then
well on his turn as I did.
you see the creature kind of like rises up, and as it does, it chuckles, and you see the two front legs kind of like raise up and kind of like almost embrace you, Matashtai, as this secondary mouth just below the torso of the Drider opens up, and you see
It has a body mouth?
it has a body mouth.
Yeah.
You see the venom
We've seen this
dripping
before.
off of this thing as
I
it
forgot about
goes
the body
to
mouth.
bite you with advantage. Ooh.
Thank you for rolling bad.
Ooh. It just gums you.
that
It's
that
old.
already hurt.
It's
I
old.
didn't need more hurt.
Okay. Gotcha. Then this Drider looks back and it calls, and it says, "Resnes, I see the mage."
Uh-oh.
And you hear as he's basically just gonna come up here. Ooh, this is getting stacked. This guy is on the ground. This guy is now 20 feet up in the air above his buddies, so we will put him to the front. And you see him
Counterspell.
pull out a longbow.
Oh, yeah.
And
Definitely saw like the motion.
pull back on this pretty large, like obviously
I'm so
too
ready.
large for a Drider, like longbow, and just
I was so ready. He baited me.
fire
Fire
shots at Ezra.
Uh-oh.
Not at advantage because Ezra is not Weber Debbered. So
Place now.
23.
Yikes.
That is 10 damage. I would like you to roll a Constitution saving throw. DC is 10. All right, yeah,
Yeah.
easy peasy. He shoots again.
Oh boy.
Big miss, big miss. Whoosh.
Oh, fucking god.
Clatters off the stone next
Ezra
to you.
deflects it with his staff.
You
He's been
say
watching
big
Matashtai.
miss, but that was really closer than it should
He
have
shoots a third time.
Of course he
Oh,
does.
fuck.
In with the 23.
9! Oh, no! Oh my
Ezra's sitting there
God.
just spinning his staff.
Just like, please don't hit me, please don't hit me, please don't hit me.
No, Ezra's just like shaking so much.
Accidentally glanced.
Nice. That one would have hurt too. Like, holy
Yeah,
crap.
that would have been
It was
bad.
a 19 hit. So, so this Drider unleashes a flurry of arrows at you, Ezra, and then he kind of like, Kakashak. He's elusive. Kill yours. Then help me.
That's what he says. Kakashak, kill yours.
All right. At the end of this creature's turn, it is
Kakashak.
no longer stunned. And now it is Ezra's
Damn,
turn.
I left it alone because I thought y'all would have a turn on it. Whoops.
So, Jeremy,
Yes.
when we took our long rest,
Yes.
I reset everything,
Yes.
including my sorcery points, which I'm not sure I should have. Oh no, that's not a at dawn thing. That is a long rest.
The
Okay.
only thing that
Okay.
hasn't reset is your magic item resets, right? Everything
Yeah,
else
yeah, okay.
just resets on a long rest.
So I reset everything. I just know what my other two values were
you're
at.
fine.
I just couldn't remember my sorcery points, but now I have full sorcery
No,
points.
you're cool.
Boolin.
Do I want to do it though? Fuck it. I'm gonna twin spell chill touch at the two Driders.
Bill Butch.
Is so on the screen we'll go closer and then further away. I don't know if they're actually closer or further away. But
Gotcha.
closer, further away.
Okay. Hit. Miss. 8 necrotic damage. So this Strider kind of like as the spectral claw appears and slashes, rends through some of the exoskeleton. The other one is able to dodge out of the way in time. Anything else for your turn?
And then I run
you
down the
ran.
cave.
Gotcha. Okay. Next,
Mm.
Spider.
The con save you had me do was to maintain invisibility, or was that for a poison?
That was concentration. Yeah, that was your invisibility.
Okay. Okay, I wasn't sure if that was something else. So.
Nope, you're good.
Okay, good.
All right, this Spoder is going to roll a 1d6. He does not. And then he is going to over here. Oh shit. And he is going to try to
Y'all both
on
get free.
Matashtai. With advantage.
23 does hit.
23 does hit. Ooh, that poison. Ooh, that poison.
Oh, lordy,
Oh,
lordy.
lordy, that poison. All right. So Matashtai is going to take a chunk of damage when he comes back. That'll be 23 damage, and now it is Matashtai's turn.
You're not here.
Polka the kitty.
Sorry, I'm back. That fucking hurt. Why did you hit me that hard?
Yeah, well, Bones, like, you still see a bone dagger in this spider's face. And he's very unhappy
Yeah.
about it.
I'm gonna want that back, so
Okay, to start,
Okay.
I'm going to attempt to cut the webbing around me.
Okay.
Disadvantage, right?
Yep, disadvantage on the attack. Ooh.
My
Please?
does.
What?
I'm just curious. Like, what's the AC?
I think it's like 10.
It doesn't matter. It's
Yeah.
a critical fail. That's why it doesn't matter. Otherwise, yes,
Mhm.
you would have gotten it. So
Okay.
please confirm the critical for me.
Oh, sorry, I just clicked it again.
You're fine.
Dan, do you have 20 dex? Or 20
Yeah, I
strength
do.
or whatever? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have 20 dex.
I was like, how the fuck this boy have a higher hit than me?
Well, so I have 20 dex and a +1 weapon.
Yeah. I was basing it off Wind Spike, which is a +1.
Mitch.
Yeah.
Did you roll a d20?
Oh,
Roll a d20.
I thought you were just gonna take that first roll there.
Oh no, I was gonna keep that as your next attack. But...
3.
Okay. No.
I rolled a bunch of fucking garbage numbers.
That's no bueno.
you
Yeah.
probably
So.
A 1, 2, and a 3.
As you move to try to cut yourself free with Tonbokiri, you're being harassed, you're being harried on multiple sides, right? And either one of the spider legs or maybe the Drider's longsword or something catches Tonbokiri in such a way as you're trying to cut yourself free that the weapon is knocked from your grasp and clangs away from you. So we'll say Tombokiri is... It doesn't go far, it's just up here, but right now you can't move, so that's far enough.
Okay.
Oh, great.
You
So-
got a katana?
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah,
he's
so
very good,
I draw my katana, then I use my second attack to try and cut myself free.
Okay. That'll hit. And okay, so you're able to in like a fluid motion, right? The spear is knocked away from your hand, and instead of panicking, you kind of like swoop, grab, shoof, and as you kind of like unsheath the katana, you slice up the side of you, freeing yourself from the strands of webbing currently restricting your movement. And now what?
So even if I step of the wind, my speed stays at 0.
Yep.
To my understanding, the rules, yeah. So your speed is 0 at the start of your turn, meaning that it can't be enhanced, right? Like, because Step of the Wind doubles your move speed, but you have no move speed.
Feels
I
weird.
think that's what the mechanic is. It's supposed to create a scenario, to my understanding, it's supposed to create a scenario where things like grapples or restraints actually still have a lasting effect, rather than just being like, oh, well, you broke it, nothing happens.
Yeah, you can't just break it and run off. You have to break it, and then it has to you have to either fail or they have to not do it again.
But doesn't the speed existing only exist while you're restrained?
Well, but the
No,
concept
because
being
at the start of your turn, you started with 0 speed, and you never gain your speed never can be modified after that.
That's
But it
my
doesn't
understanding of the rules.
say that in restraint.
It does say that.
No, it says your restrained creature's speed becomes
It doesn't say that in
0.
restrained, I believe.
It does. It says your speed becomes 0 and you can't benefit from any bonus to your speed, which is what dash would be.
Oh,
Sure,
gotcha.
but
That's what it is.
it doesn't say for the whole turn, or it doesn't specify turn in any way. It specifies while you're restrained.
Your speed is determined at the start of a turn. And you started your turn.
Where
restrained
does
and/or
where
grappled.
where does it say
Okay,
that?
regardless, I'm gonna step in because I don't want this to turn
guarantee
into
there's a save
a
device, 'cause I
10-minute argument. This is the determination right now. This
Sure,
is how we
whatever. I
played
guess
it in
I
the past.
fucking dodged then.
Okay, that's fine, right? If we want, we can look up stuff and try to see if there's a sage advice or something like that for later, and go forward if there is new information. But for now, we'll continue as is. Okay, so Matashtai dodges, and then we have another giant spider. This one actually gets his butt back. Interesting. Then he will, under the command, he will go up 10 feet. And then he will go 20 feet. And he will disadvantage web Ezrah. That's pretty funny.
Oh shit, dude.
Well, shit. All right. Ashes. It's your turn.
All right.
You are webbed. There is a spider 20 feet up above you on a wall.
Yeah, I'm going to use my bonus action to transform, and I wish to try to break the bonds that hold me.
Break the binds that hold you. You may attack, or you could. Are you trying to attack the binds, or are you trying to just
I think he's going to try to muscle through them.
muscle through them? All right. You can roll me a DC 12 strength check.
Strength check. All right.
Or athletics.
Yeah. Or. Well, all right. So it does matter. Because I'm in hybrid form, I get advantage on strength checks and saves, but I don't know if that also means
Athletics is a strength check.
Okay, got it. Cool. Advantage. Chipatow. 27.
Okay. Yeah, I mean these webs are they're strong enough to bind and restrict, but they're not strong enough to contain you. You burst out of them without issue. That being said, though, that is your action to burst out of the webs.
That is my action.
So you have
my
bonus action,
and my
action.
Movement is 0. So
Movement is 0,
that's
and
literally everything I can do.
Dunzos. All right, this guy tries to. Nope. All right. He's going to. Up the wall.
I think it is.
10. He's just gonna dash. And if he's gonna dash, he'll just dash all the way. So he is 20 feet up, and now on the wall above Matashtai and Ashes. Bones! There's still a shit ton of spiders, and they've webbed Ezrah.
I'd like to begin this turn by stating I was incorrect and Mitchell was correct. When the condition ends, that's it. You get your move back.
Okay, well, now we know that going forward. Great. Fantastic.
So I will publicly apologize to Mitch in my vehement denial of his.
Look, I'm
Can we get a timestamp for the clip?
99.9% sure.
For the clip.
I'm 99.9% sure
appreciate
that we
the
have been
apology.
playing that like that for 5 or 6 years
I'm
now.
almost certain we
I need a
did
clip.
because I remember doing it
Where's
on
my
game.
clip?
But that being said, again, like most rules, as soon as someone shows, hey, this is how this rule's actually supposed to be, I'm normally perfectly fine. That's how we'll do it going forward. Great. All right. Bones, what are you doing for your turn?
I am going to. Is this the dagger that was harrying my good friend and benefactor Ezrah?
Yeah, he just webbed Ezrah.
Okay, is that also the one that I had previously injured?
No, this one is unharmed.
It is not. That one is unharmed. Okay, well, I will still take my advantage dag at this one.
Spiders. I'm
Wind
surrounded by
spell.
spiders.
There's just spiders everywhere, yeah.
I'm doing what I can, okay? Normal advantage dag. That's my offhand, so it's going to be +4 if it hits. So plus 4 damage, and snake attack. I don't know why I rolled the offhand, but I did. So it's 20 damage in all.
20 damage. All right. This spider
Good deal.
shrieks, right? But it stays on the wall.
Okay, well, if he is still alive, I will pick the one that I had previously... No, I'm going to hit him again.
Okay.
An advantage with an offhand sharpshooter. Well, I'm going to try to hit him. 22 for 12 damage. 2 more regular dags down.
The spider screeches as the second dagger hits it. A rupture of fluid sprays out of it, and it topples onto the ground right behind Ashes. Like 20 feet, plummets out, just lands right behind him.
Good job.
And I will... I know the webs are tracking me, but I still don't like them seeing where my dags are coming from. I don't know if it's better or worse to move.
I love that the entirety of this fight for Ashes has been, oh shit, webs?
Oh shit! More.
I moved back over here. I don't know if it's better or worse, but I'll do it.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, yeah. You summed it up in
All
literally
right.
2 seconds.
This Drider, he hisses and he kind of like it calls out. And again, Ezra, you're the one who understands. Although it's probably hard for you to hear over the clatter of battle at this point, but he calls out, Resnas, this one is dangerous. We should end him. And he goes to start swinging
I'm not very dangerous.
on Matashtai.
Not correct.
He does not have advantage anymore.
He actually has disadvantage.
Oh, you are dodging? Gotcha.
Yep.
Will swing once. 20.
Of course you roll a fucking 20. Yep.
You dodge out of the way, but you're just too slow, and it
Yep.
across
Roll,
your
roll the
arm.
next 10 damage.
Matthew, no!
Oof, this
Yeah,
one,
man.
you're able to
was 9
deflect.
damage.
You're able to deflect that one with the Tear of the North. And this Drider hisses, yes, Resnas, flank him. And he strikes again.
Or don't.
14. Big miss.
God.
This spider,
Drink them big pots. Oh, well, you
this
actually-
Drider, this is gonna get awkward, but the spacing exists. This Drider basically goes up over Matashtai and down the wall behind him.
Wow.
As he goes over the first Drider, he drops his bow, and he draws out a longsword as he comes down behind Matashtai. And he's gonna attack at normal now. Two-handed longsword, normal. 22.
Hits.
Another 9 damage.
He lives, probably.
21.
Yeah,
No,
hits.
not anymore.
Another 14 damage.
14 or 4?
Or 4 damage, sorry. Apologies.
Quattro.
Bad math. And a 14 miss. So, the Driders now flanking Matashtai.
Can we create a new status effect called Ultra Flanked? Where literally every side of me is surrounded?
Oh,
This is
shit.
the only time you can get triple advantage.
So
Every
the
attack has
Driders,
guaranteed half
now
level.
surround you, Matashtai. Long swords drawn, cutting you to ribbons. But you all see your friend, your ally, still stands, still holds strong, if bloodied, and faltering, wavering. And that
Well,
is
we're
where we
probably
will
not-
pick up next week. We will continue
fuck.
this battle with the Driders, with Matashtai on death's door, bones invisible and sniping spiders left and right, and Ashes, I think, maybe for the first time, able to join the fight. We'll see.
All right,
we'll
wait.
see.
Let's do some
Well,
battle
advance
recap.
advance your turn order so you know where both Driders have
I mean,
gone.
I can see the wall of Drider attacks, so I think it'll be okay.
Look, I don't know. You might have a traumatic brain injury.
Oh,
between
I
now.
might.
And you will still be expected to run the game. So just retain that part.
I'm an idiot. I am such an idiot. I could have
Why
blinded
are-
that.
All right,
Oh,
so that
yeah.
is going to be it
No.
for the session. Thanks
Forgot
for
about
watching,
that.
everyone. I will see you all. We will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.